of word which is telling you you're going to create oppositions. Now listen my examples why I'm using this kind of word into my sentence. A transparency treatment is in fact dedicated to get the ideas very clear and very submissive, as opposed to the requirements. Sometimes it happens that they found some kind of embezzlements into the reports. So, in fact, in my first sentence, I try to use the word transparency, okay? And transparency which shows the clarity. When I use the word as opposed to the transparency, obviously you're expecting that he used oppositions of the transparency. This is, in fact, your observation. You don't know what the meaning of probably like a embezzlement, but you can guess that this may be opposite of transparency. This is, in fact, the observations of contextual clue. I can't write everything, so that's why I'm giving you a listening practice. That listen my sentence carefully. I've been working as a manager of financial detective in organizations, and I'm expecting that the account system should be very much transparent and should be very clear about how money is coming and how money is going on there. As opposed to the research, we found a lot of embezzlement, which in fact creates a complexity into the accounting system. My question is here, what is meant by the word embezzlement over here? No, you didn't understand my statement. I made actual example like a voluntarily. Listen my sentence again. I'm working as a manager in accounting department, and I've recommended that the transparency of account is necessary to understand the flow of the money. As opposed to of the observations, we found an embezzlement of the funds into the accounts. My question is here, what is meant by the word embezzlement? Observation which you have to detect the difficult meaning of the words. Restaurant managers believe that we are giving a very hygienic and very like homemade food, and our food is completely nutritious, as opposed to of the idea that the food has a problem of dyspepsia.
Unhygienic.
Because previously I was claiming that the food is nutritious, food is hygienic, and as opposed to means that I'm trying to produce a different observations. Kind of word which can give you an observation that previously he was talking something and he may be talking about something else when using a word instead of. Okay, now look at this sentence. Technology has played a very pivotal role, and it's revolutionized the whole academics country. Instead of all these technological advancements, students are quite inappropriate for their mental understanding. So, in first phase, I told you that computer has revolutionized something. Instead of this technology, it means I'm going to oppose the idea. So I'm going to be very much opposite of the information. So you have to guess this information with the help of instead of, but, however, in contrast, not, on the other hand, rather than, unlike, yet. So whenever these kind of words come in front of you, so please try to use your naked eye to scan them, because the left-hand side and the right-hand side has a lot of clue. Okay? Go to the next, please. Yes, please try to understand, in fact, that the clue. And my job is just to improve your reading comprehension, in fact, by guessing clue. Either you don't know what the exact and definite meaning of the word. The Kim first noticed the posterior, okay, instead of the head of the rattlesnake because of the noise of his rattles. My questions are over here. What is meant by the word posterior?
Side posture, back posture.
आप लोग मिस्टेक कर रहे हैं. आप लोग contextual clue को understand ही नहीं कर पा रहे. He using that came first notice the posterior instead of the head. If I notice your head instead of head, so instead of the foot.
Foot.
Tail of the snake.
Tail of
So the tail of the snake actually is the
posterior.
Rattling.
is a rattlesnake. He's saying it to you came first notice the posterior instead of the head. He used the two things because comparison always made between two things. Whenever you use the word white, comparison will be black. If you are getting information of day, compose or fruits, if I'm using word Tuesday instead of
Hello.
Wednesday or Thursday,
Yeah.
if I'm using the word like 1976 instead of 1922, so comparison always lies between two parallel things which you need to guess that. So I don't know what the meaning of posterior. I guess the meaning instead of the head, so it may be the tail. You reach on the answer because instead of is a very important clue which you can guess that. I am a rich instead of inflammatory. So you get the idea. I don't know what the meaning of inflammatory, but in fact that he using that I'm a rich instead of, so it is opposite of rich. Next please. Yes, general contextual of the passage, often word, picture, description of situation can give a sense of words meaning as well. Now, this is something which you have to imagine something. And this is very introduce this example to clarify the general context of general clue. Jordan demonstrated his agility as he caught the football, turned in midair, outran the defense, and scored a touchdown. Now, my question is for all of you. By reading this, do you feel that Jordan did something positive or negative? Positive. That's great. That's great. So I can ask you simple one thing. Agility meaning is positive or negative?
Positive. Showing some ability.
Yes. This is because one thing, if Jordan is a positive, so he did some positive thing to do the positive thing. When you work hard and you have passed your examination, so you can get the idea. You can say that I worked hard and failing the examination is complicated. It's a complex. So you have to understand that I don't know what the meaning of agility, but I can guess that he may be a kind of positive person. He caught the football, turned midair, outran the defense, and scored the touchdown. Means that he performed something more energetic and performed very miraculous job, which has a positive. So your reading is not complicated. If you're still thinking about the word agility without noticing your contextual clue, you will be wasting your time on examination day. So do not waste your time on the word of agility, just guess that. And I'm trying to focus more on positive and negative. And I got the idea if students have an ability to guess or detect a positivity of the meaning of the word or negativity of the meaning of the word, so they can easily understand the situation precisely. Next please. Example clue. This is very important. So please try to make some kind of snapshot of this or you'll be share this presentation with all students.
Okay.
Examples often show the meaning of a new or difficult word, signal words, colons, dashes, introduce example as a contextual clue. And you'll be given some kind of signaling or some kind of signpost words. For instance, have you ever heard about this word?
Yes.
When I use the word for example, you can guess me, I'm going to give example. When I use the word to illustrate, so you get the idea that he's going to exemplify. When I use the word such as, so you can get the idea that he's probably talking about something exemplifications. When I use the word including, so you can get the idea that we'll be going for a trip and all students including 6 to 5 and 3 to 5 years, so I'm going to give including means more explanation of the information, consists of. This is the kind of word which has a clue that you're going to give examples or some clue, which is very, very important to guess that. Next, please. Example clue. Yes, now look at these examples here. The player seems suspended in the midair as he jumped as high as a basket to score the winning point in the game. Now you have to guess the meaning of suspended. What may be there? Okay, so the first option is pushed, the second option is shocked, the third option is slapped, and D is hanging. So hanging. Yes. How do you guess that?
ऑप्शंस पे भी डिपेंड कर रहा है ना कि जो फर्दर की ऑप्शंस है वो मैच पे नहीं हो रहे दे हैव डिफरेंट मीनिंग्स
ओके दिस इज कॉन्टेक्चुअल क्लू आपने डिटेक्ट किया है इसके अंदर कौन सा है वो
सर ही वाज इन द मिड एयर एंड
नहीं कॉन्टेक्चुअल क्लू क्या है उसमें
जंप
नो वेरी सीरियस कॉन्टेक्चुअल क्लू नो यस No. Contextual clue.
Midair.
No. As actually, as is a kind of exemplifications of the word as. So I'm going to listen my sentence again carefully. Scientists are trying to make a very stipulating research as they performed brilliant into discovery of the new medications. So as actually is a kind of informations of the word which I've used for that. As in fact is telling you he's illustrating. As is actually illustrating the word suspending. The player is suspended in the midair. Suspended in the midair as is a kind of example for you. He jumped as high as a basket to score the winning point in the ground. So you get the idea that this is a kind of situation. He jumped as high as a basket to score the winning point. So he was hanging basically because you are focusing on the word as. Got that? More examples we have. Yes, next please. These examples here. Lampposts which include rabbits and hares used to be thought of as rats. Okay? Now, please, first one, guess contextual clue in this sentence.
animals with include as that
Used.
include
Which include? Which include? Lampposts which include. So, which include is giving you the example of rabbits and hares, so include about lampposts. Grammatical structure is telling you this is the explanatory or translating root which you're saying that, for example, the word is positives. Now listen to my sentence very carefully. Positives which are used to describe more information about the quality of human being. What is meant by the word which also apply to positives? Positives which are used to describe the more information about the human quality. So what is meant by the word positives? What's meant by the word positive? Quality. Human quality is actually the meaning of a positive. The clue is which. Next, please. No, please, now guess the meaning of this word.
See.
Yes, animal with large front. How do you guess that?
Because rabbits and hares and rats have.
Okay, animal with the wings is practically impossible because rats and hares doesn't have that. Animal with scales, obviously, rabbits and hare doesn't have scales. Animal without a fur, so obviously they do have fur. Okay, next please. Visual clues to the vocabulary. Textbooks often use a graph, chart, or photograph to into a vocabulary. Example. Now listen very, very carefully. And there is a lot of clues, in fact, of things. The land was parched from the lack of rain. Okay. I want to ask you, what is meant by the word parched?
dry
Dry. Okay. Did you get any clue?
from the
Lack.
from the rain.
And from the lack of rain. Obviously, lack of rain is a clue. There's a consequential results. You got that. And the land was parched from the lack of rain. So you are saying that if something lack of rain, obviously it's a kind of something like a dryness. You can guess the meaning of parched. You're going to say that it's not rich. You can't say the lack of rain is overgrown, the fertilizations. No, it's not practically possible. Next, please. We have a lot of examples. So probably you missed my presentations. I gave a lot of discussions on the topic like a clue. The presentation misses, and then I'm going to side examples. No, I'll give some kind of more examples. So please try to understand that. Example number one. A spy is a kind of personality who has an ability to detect some secret informations from the organization. So my question is, what is meant by word spy?
A secret detective.
Detective. Okay, so for example, the word like anthropology. Okay, anthropology includes the most particular informations about the human. About their lifestyle, about their professions, their occupations, and their gender studies. What is meant by the word anthropology? Yes. For example, a linguist is studied about the information about the language. So we can guess the meaning of linguist is about the language. So I'm telling you that there are different kind of clues. And even you can show me any kind of text today, and I'll be able to detect the clue, and you can be able to guess the meaning of the words, and you have to be organized precisely. This is all about today. I'll be sharing with you the complete applications of the examples of all these things which I've taught you today. I'll be sharing on the group. Okay, thank you very much indeed.